Hey guys, my name is Elinef Fox. Welcome to my channel, and today we're going to be talking about Emily in Paris Season 2. I don't know what's 2 in French, so you're just going to receive 2. And we have a lot to talk about, so let's just dive in. Right off the bat, the season started exactly where the story had left off in Season 1, and I really love that. Because, you know, sometimes when a new season starts, they just jump forward to a week later or a month later or sometimes even a year later. And I'm not a big fan of that because they decide to answer the cliffhanger from the previous season 3 or 4 episodes later. So I really liked how they continue the story. So if you watch it, if you binge the show, the Season 1 and the Season 2, it's continuous. So I really like that. And then Emily was on a jog. She was thinking about her night with Gabrielle. And that is something that I thought was so out of character for Emily, because Emily is not the kind of person who overthinks anything. I mean, if she even thought about things, not even overthink, even if she was thinking about things, she would not have gotten into half of the trouble that she got into. She does not overthink. She does not even think. She does not even use her freaking brain. So her overthinking about the whole thing with Gabrielle and nearly getting overrun by a car did not make sense.
Until it wasn't.
Aren't you planning a romantic weekend in Saint-Tropez with Mathieu?
One of the things that I really did not like about Season 2 was Mathieu. Oh my god, he is so neglected, I cannot. He is so neglected, I sometimes forget he even exists. And the fact that a lot of people justify Emily in this whole situation makes me so angry. I mean, I was on Emily in Paris's Instagram the other day and somebody literally commented, just because you kiss someone twice does not make them your boyfriend. I was like, what the heck does it make them then? My brother? What the fuck are you talking about? She was going to Saint-Tropez with Mathieu when she decided to sleep with Gabrielle.
Okay.
Yeah, I just don't know what to do about Gabrielle.
Oh, but it's a great thing for you guys.
One of the most popular reasons Emily in Paris got a lot of hate was the dressing sense. There were a lot of branded clothes, a lot of patterns, a lot of really bright and bold dresses. And quite truthfully, I loved them. I loved Emily's and Mindy's and Camille's, even Gabrielle and Sylvie and Julianne. Every single person's dressing was so amazing, so sharp and so different. And I love that. I love that sort of thing. So I loved it. And a lot of people didn't. I understand. But the only thing that I was again annoyed by was the amount of expensive clothes. How was Emily affording those clothes? That is the big question. And the fact is, in Season 1, there are maybe 100 videos about this on YouTube where people talked about this. So I'm not going to go into detail. But the fact that I noticed was that Emily did wear those clothes in Season 1 and Season 2. And we did point out about this, but we are the audience. It's okay if we say something like that. But in an interview, literally Lily Collins said that Emily wore an all Chanel outfit.
This was one of my favorite looks of the season as well. All Chanel with a bucket hat.
You're not supposed to tell us that, even if you already know it. How is Emily affording that? This is a big hole in your show. This is a big mistake. You can look chic, you can look fashionable, you can look cute without wearing branded clothes. So why was Emily wearing so many branded clothes? And what the heck is wrong with Camille? When she's inside, she has the glasses on, and when she's outside, she takes them off.
And after almost 5 years together, he decides he wants to move back home to Normandy to open his own restaurant.
Normandy? Oh la la.
Camille has received so much love in this season, and I too love her. I loved her in Season 1, I love her now, but why is no one mentioning this? Her relationship with Gabrielle was not the best one. I mean, she is not supportive of him. And the way she talks about him going to Normandy, she's literally rude about it. She's literally like, Gabrielle is this person and his universe should revolve around me. If he wants to move to Normandy to have something that he's always wanted, a restaurant of his own, she is supposed to support that. I know she wants him to stay in Paris, but if she doesn't want to move to Normandy for him, then she shouldn't want him to stay in Paris for her.
Ugh. I can't even see an omelette pan without thinking of Gabrielle.
I'm not teaching you ways on how to hide the fact that you cheated, but still, hide the evidence. If you're gonna be a cheater, if you're gonna be a bad person, you're gonna be a liar, you're gonna be a criminal or anything of the sort, learn to be a good liar and learn to remove the evidence as soon as possible. It is what it is. Life lesson. Oh my god, this bitch. Your friend texts you, do not come, not a good night, and she decides to go. She didn't even stand and think about it for a moment. She didn't even tell Camille that, oh my god, there's something wrong. No. She didn't even text Mindy, is everything okay, Mindy? Should I come? Are you okay? No, nothing. She just goes. And then when she is at the club, she does not even try to find out why or where Mindy is. She's supposed to be a good person, right? You know, she literally acts like all the decisions she's making in her life are based on what would make every single person happy, and yet she makes decisions like this and expects people to love her.
Okay, you need to decide what you want and not what's gonna make everyone else happy.
And now what's gonna make everyone else happy? And now what's gonna make everyone else happy?
Together we will love our boom, and we all are boom.
Okay, I have to give Emily and Paris some credit here because they have shown such beautiful shots of the city. It literally makes me want to go to Paris. I mean, I already wanted to go, but now I want to go even more. So many beautiful shots, sunsets, the Eiffel Tower, all the buildings and random roundabouts. It is all so amazing, and all the statues and everything they show, it is beautiful. France is really beautiful, and it's like really historic, and I really want to go now.
Évitons les tripes, je t'en prie.
Oftentimes, when I'm watching a series, characters sometimes do things that are completely opposite of what their personality is. Completely opposite. Like a very roses and kind and shy person would suddenly like take out a sword and butcher someone. It is so out of character, I freaking hate it. But with Emily in Paris, they managed to keep the characters constant most of the time. And I love that. Because with Antoine over here, for example, he is obviously the sponsor here for Gabrielle's restaurant, so he has the upper hand. But every single time, Gabrielle is like, okay, I'm a chef, you need to trust me, and he presents him with something that is excellent, then he listens to him. Then he's like, okay, you compromise, I compromise, we can make this work. So I feel like Gabrielle and Antoine have a much more stable relationship than anyone else on the show. Literally, no one on the show has a better relationship than Antoine and Gabrielle.
I can't believe the girl I stayed in Paris for doesn't want to be with me.
Please stop saying that.
I don't understand why Emily decided to make this call. Why did she decide to make this call? She was on a train with Matthew, leaving for Saint-Tropez in a little cabin where they were deciding top or bottom, and she decides to call Gabrielle. If Gabrielle had called her, like he was randomly sitting in the apartment and he was like, okay, I should call Emily, see what's up, that would have made sense. But for her to call him like that on the train when Matthew can return at any moment, it doesn't make sense.
Wait, where are you going?
I'm not going to Saint-Tropez with a girl who's in love with someone else.
Emily resembles Carrie Bradshaw in so many disturbing ways. I cannot.
You met him at the furniture show, and then we slept together, and I didn't tell you, and I'm sorry.
I think I want to be alone.
What about the wedding?
Oh, he decided to stay in town last minute.
I can't believe he stood you up. Where are you?
Yes, she's the victim. He just left her. What? We don't know. He stood her up.
What's going on? Bottom line, Matthew left me at the station. The details are not important.
She's already all smiles. Again, does not explain why she was overthinking it in the first few scenes. She doesn't overthink anything. She just broke a man's heart. Does not care. Camille is coming to Saint-Tropez. Doesn't care. She's all smiles, taking pictures for her Instagram. And then on top of that, it's not the fact that she didn't tell Camille the truth. It's not that. Obviously, she was scared. Makes sense. I also have a hard time telling the truth. The fact that when she called Mindy, she was like, bottom line, he left me at the station. Bottom line, you fucking cheated on him, Emily. He found out, he left. That is the bottom line. For once, stop playing the victim.
You must take a photo of me with it.
I don't blame Emily for this at all. If I come across a really famous person and they want to promote something, I'll be like, yes, please, thank you. But on the other hand, why did she not call the company? She should have immediately called Sylvie or Julianne or anyone, gone like, oh my god, this really famous person loves the piece and he's going to promote it. Why did she not call them? The face she made. You're standing in a room that Matthew paid for, and yet you have the audacity to be annoyed by the note and then to have all the fun in the world. If Matthew has cheated on you and you had found out about that and he was like, oh my god, I'm so sorry, but let me not ruin the trip, go to Saint-Tropez. And then she had gone and had the fun, would have made sense. You've already been hurt. Go have your fun now. I always say this, life lesson. If anyone ever hurts you, take the next opportunity, have your fun. But for her to hurt him, then to not have any self-respect, any self-worth, no concept of dignity whatsoever, use his money, stay in his hotel room. God, she's supposed to be this good girl from Chicago. I really hate this dialogue. She's like, I'm a girl from Chicago. As if that's something like, what do? Hand you an award because you're from Chicago? What the fuck? It is not an achievement to be born.
You know, we are not allowed to answer work calls on weekends.
At Savoir?
First thing, I do like her work ethic. I mean, she is in Saint-Tropez. She should go and check it out. Makes sense. I love that. But on the other hand, she has been in Paris for a long while. How the heck does she not know about this? Even if you have been in a place for 2 weeks, you know, start understanding the basic laws. How does she not know about this? Did she never call anyone on the holiday? On the weekend? This doesn't make sense.
Emily C. from Savoir.
You work at Savoir?
Yes.
I didn't realize that. Lily, Emily. And Lily C, Emily C. Didn't realize that. Emily has been with quite a few guys at this point, so I expected Laurent G to be added to the list as well. But they didn't do that, which is okay. I mean, I like Laurent. He's handsome. I really liked him. And he has like a really nice personality. He's like a complete gentleman, like a businessmanly gentleman. That's like kind of my type, so.
Sylvie.
Quick question for you guys. Obviously, you have watched season 1. You know exactly the type of person Sylvie is. We must fear her. You're like, we see her, we get across. We see her, we get the evil eye. We're like, bam, need it right now. Emily sees her, decides to stay. I would have flown back to Chicago before the curse of Sylvie followed me. No, Emily decides to stay in Saint-Tropez and bug Laurent G some more.
And you'll have magically unslept with her boyfriend.
So,
Yes, Mindy, tell her. Tell her.
You don't need to flirt with that dirtbag just to save my ass.
Emily, that dirtbag is my husband.
You really think that to clear up your mess, Sylvie would go out with a dirtbag? On the other hand, what did Laurent G ever do to be qualifying as a dirtbag? He's literally a gentleman, Emily. Just because you don't have your shit together does not make him a dirtbag.
No girls allowed.
Get on the boat!
I would not even get into an elevator that has one man. And she decided to get on a yacht. Do rapists not exist, Emily?
Well, in America, we wear wedding rings.
We wear wedding rings everywhere else as well, Emily.
You stole Pierre from me.
If anyone should be accused of stealing, it's you. You went over my head with my account.
Emily, darling, you're supposed to thank Julian. Because if you were so keen on solving the problem yourself, you should have immediately gone back to Paris and solved it. But you didn't. You decided to continue your vacation.
I just love it. The restaurant, the tea houses.
If I have to pick one scene throughout the series that I did not like, it has to be the Hamam scene. They literally put that scene in there as if they just wanted to show us a topless scene. That's it. That was the entire point of it. Especially when they did not even give us a proper romantic scene with Emily and Gabrielle in season 1.
You know that I was kicked off of Pierre's account after the Saint-Tropez trip?
Are you kidding? That's awful.
I know, believe me, lesson learned. I am never mixing dating and work ever again.
fact that I managed not to smash my phone after watching this scene tells you a lot about my patience. It is one thing to not tell the truth, but to make him the villain completely like that, oh my god. Emily, you could have just gone with like, okay, we broke up, that's why I don't want to see them. That's it. But no, she decides to go like, oh, you know, I was kicked off of Pierre's account after the Santa Patron. What the fuck, Emily? What the actual fuck? I can... Emily is such a disgusting person, I cannot even begin. Oh my god. I am literally disgusted. Like, I want to throw up right now, because if somebody does that to me, you are a dead person walking. If you go around town dishonoring me like that after you cheated on me, you are a dead person walking. I'm literally going to tear you to shreds. The number of followers every single person has. Where are these people? Why won't you guys follow me?
It's you, me, Mindy, Gabrielle, which you know, and some people from the office.
I really like how she told Camille about Gabrielle being invited, because she could have easily gone like, oh my god, what if Camille decides not to come? So it should be a surprise. But no, she told Camille about this, so points for that.
À votre santé?
I expected a way bigger scene, but okay.
Look, I think most girls would forgive you, but a French girl, nah.
Any person with an ounce of any emotion in them would not forgive Emily. What do you mean by a French girl? I'm not a French girl. I wouldn't forgive Emily. There.
Oui.
This oui was so perfect. I feel like I have not liked Lily Collins' acting in any scene better than this one. I mean, she's a great actress. But this scene, oh my god. Oh my god, it was so good. I literally like watched this like 10 times. Oui.
You can't talk your way out of this one, Emily. You don't have the vocabulaire.
Sylvie, come through. That is an excellent dialogue. That is an excellent dialogue. Sylvie, come through.
I'm not a leak, Gabrielle. I'm a girl from Chicago, okay? I can't just magically transform into someone who can sleep with a friend's boyfriend and not care.
Given your history with the chef.
Please, that is so in the past. C'est baguette très jolie, mais argent gras.
How is Emily not able to afford this? You literally wear ODO outfits. How are you not able to afford this?
Non, mais elle est autant responsable que toi. Hein. C'est pas comme si elle avait atterri sur ta queue.
This was the best dialogue in the entire show. And maybe it's my personal opinion because my mom's a doctor. So oftentimes she has patients who are like, yes, I was sitting on a chair and somehow a pen got stuck in my butt. And my mom's like, yep, you were just sitting and it just somehow climbed into your butt. So... This is a very great detail that I managed to notice. On Emily's desk, we see the idea for the campaign and then we saw it on the screen when the campaign was made. So I thought that was so great. Like, it literally made you feel like you were in an actual office. So points for that.
Le leak, c'est chic.
Oh là là, le leak.
Or leak your nudes.
Leak your nudes. God, I actually liked the taglines. Le leak, c'est chic. And then, ooh la la, le leak. Julianne actually said it in such a great way. And then Luke, leak.
Fad diets are really dangerous, and America is more about health and wellness now.
America's about health. I don't think I've heard a bigger joke in my life. America literally has a royal family of its own based on surgeries and Photoshop. And America is supposed to be about health. I mean, I think we should like run the numbers. Like, I don't know where America falls on the list, but I'll put it up here. The amount of unhealthy people in every single country, and where does America lie? We'll see.
Espèce de sociopathe analphabète.
Illiterate psychopath. That's rich. That is rich. Richer than Belgian chocolate. Richer than Elon Musk. That is rich.
Let's think. Gemini.
Gemini, as if.
If you don't know anything about horoscopes, don't mention them. Freaking I never mention horoscopes because I don't know a thing about them. But what I do know is 3 Geminis. And all 3 of them are very thoughtful people who have never cheated on anyone, who are very antisocial, and 2 of them are self-made millionaires. And yet I don't see them tripping.
Well, take another sip then.
Okay.
I should have considered drinking as well. Can you imagine me taking a shot every single time I cringed? I would have been dead by now.
But while you're here, fall in love, make mistakes, leave a disastrous trail in your wake.
Without it, it would be mutually assured destruction.
With Gabrielle as collateral damage.
What about Gabrielle? You're hurting him as well. You might get back with Camille, your friend. But what about Gabrielle?
The way I see it, I'm only here temporarily. Why bother committing to something that can't last?
He does have a point there, because learning a language while you're somewhere temporarily is like finding a permanent solution to a temporary problem. So it makes sense.
I'm only in Paris for a year.
The one thing that I love about Emily and Gabrielle's relationship is that Emily is a much more stable person when she's with him. She never lies to him, she relies on him, and he never lets her down. And they often do stuff together, and they are really great together. They have amazing chemistry, amazing understanding, the characters. They have really amazing understanding, so I really want them to be together, not just because I really like Gabrielle or because he's the main character. No, not because of that, but they actually have decent understanding, great understanding actually. But no, they're gonna make us suffer for like 2 more seasons at least.
Don't be jealous. You're lucky it won't have anything to do with you. It's so high maintenance.
Please voicemails anymore.
Hey, Alfie.
Gotcha.
My son will be having me.
How do you keep all this in your head?
It's my job.
That was a really good point they put in there, because even when you don't love your job, you still know about it. So for Emily to know all of that was really relatable and also really great, because she's awake while she's doing her job. Because sometimes I do something and I'm like, what the heck just happened?
Some people find me charming, Emily.
Oh, I also find you really charming, Antoine. The men in Sylvie's life, the men in every single person's life, everyone in this show is freaking beautiful.
I'm late for French class.
Another life lesson from Emily's mistakes. Don't ever do that. That Vespa probably costs like $50,000 or maybe $20,000, maybe $15,000, but none of us have that amount of money. So for her to take that Vespa on a ride to her French class, are you nuts, girl? Are you on drugs?
Are you fucking on drugs?
I'm really glad that they showed this scene, because it kind of like showed us the truth about tourism. There are crowds.
Who are these cuties?
Oh, that came with a frame.
My uncle actually has a frame like that as well. He has like a frame this big hanging in his living room, and he refuses to take out the picture or put in another picture. He's like, nope, it is a personal joke at this point, because everyone asks him, they're like, who are these? And he's like, they came with a frame. And he enjoys this joke so much that it's been like 5 years and he refuses to get rid of that frame. What the heck is this among the messages? They literally blurred it. What the heck is it? Tell me.
Your purse is so small. What do you keep in there?
My patience with Emily Cooper.
I mean, that birthday party, I thought someone was going to get killed.
Come on, Luke. It did not seem like that. Breaking a glass does not equal somebody might get killed.
Non. J'ai un anglais catastrophique, je comprends pas.
That's what I say. If we get caught, you're deaf and I don't know English.
Oh.
Pregnant women are literally time bombs. I'm so scared every time I come across a pregnant woman. It mostly comes from the fact that one time a woman gave birth in our front yard.
When you told me you guys were just friends, then I got an earful from that mad scientist guy you work with.
Another great dialogue. He does look like a mad scientist.
But it was nothing, okay? It was over before it even began.
And she couldn't say this to Matthew or Camille. I mean, if she had literally said this to Matthew, everything would have worked out, because let's be honest here. Matthew was a really great person. Even Camille said it. He's a gentleman, he was kind, he was rich, he is literally the heir to Pierre Gadot.
And a sterling reputation.
Not the kind of sterling you can melt down into actual money, unfortunately.
That is an excellent dialogue. So many great dialogues.
LVMH snatches up every Pokemon at Fashion Week, but we can't represent two different designers because somebody's feelings might get hurt. I mean,
I think a lot of people don't like Madeline because they like Sylvie. And it makes sense because we have known Sylvie from season 1. We are obviously more familiar with her. We have gotten used to her. You know, she's really sarcastic and everything. So I love her. But I think the problem with Madeline was that even though she was from the Gilbert group and they did own Savoie, her behavior was wrong. She suddenly comes in and immediately becomes a dictator. That's not how you work. Even if you do own the company, you have to firstly know how those people are working. You cannot suddenly expect them to change everything about them and start working according to your rules.
What?
Lucas is so beautiful. He's so beautiful.
You're some kind of beautiful, and you got me in the sky.
I have to mention this. Ashley is such a great singer, and the song they chose is also amazing. The lyrics are beautiful. They really allow Ashley to, you know, show her strength, show how much control she has over her voice.
I'm not like the other girls. You're not like the other girls.
In this moment, it felt like Emily genuinely liked Alfie. Like, she probably wanted to be with him, but then she didn't. So you never know. You never know if somebody's serious with you or not.
Oh, wow.
A lot of people misunderstood this scene. Firstly, because they're like, why did Gabrielle not wait for Emily longer? He waited for her. He broke up with Camille in season 1. So, you know, he waited enough. On the other hand, a lot of people are like, okay, Camille manipulated Gabrielle and Emily and now she's with him and like, what's gonna happen next? No need to worry. You can force a horse to water, but you cannot make him drink it. So even though Camille is now with Gabrielle, this is the weakest relationship I have seen in my life. Because if she had been with Gabrielle and they had moved to Normandy, or Emily had moved to Chicago or Britain, then it would have made sense that then their relationship might have worked. But right now, she is literally living with Emily. Gabrielle is going to see Emily every single day. He even works with Savoie now. He's going to see Emily all the time, and there's going to be this constant thing. Now that Emily has even came to his door and she's like, I wanted to be with you. Now that I'm here for longer, I want to be with you. So now Gabrielle is constantly like, okay, I can be with her. And Gabrielle and Emily both have proven before that they are not exactly people of honor. They can cheat. So the chances of Gabrielle cheating on Camille again are like 99.99%. Or leaving her, just leaving her. So that was it for this video. Really hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, give me a like, also comment below and let me know, where do you agree with me, where do you disagree with me? I'm open to opinions as long as you're respectful. There's a way of saying things. So yeah, go ahead and do that, and also subscribe, click the notification bell so you'll be notified every time I upload, and also check out my edits channel. It's at Elinef Edits. The links will be in the description box, and my Instagram is at Elinef_Fox. I need to have as many followers as Emily Cooper, please. Yeah, go do that. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I'm the only Elinef Fox in this world, and my favorite dialogue definitely has to be either it's not as if she tripped and landed on your dick, or he's so high maintenance, or there are so many great ones. Let me know your favorite dialogue from season 2 or season 1, and bye!